Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Sam from the Soul of Stella with another pick a card reading here for you today. And this one is all about what are you not seeing? Okay, so we're going to dive into each group and not really knowing what topic this is going to be until we get into it. But we want to know what truth needs to be revealed to you. So it could be in love, it could be in career, it could be anything to do with life. Okay, so we are using some tin candles today to pick your card. So please just tune into your intuition, ground yourself, take a deep breath. Think of a situation that you would like some truth revealed to you in, where perhaps you have some suspicions or you're just unsure, or if you just want to know like what truth needs to be revealed to you in general, just breathe into being open to receiving the message today. Okay, so with that being said, this is pile number 1. It's the pink grapefruit and prosecco candle. This is pile number 2. It is the 50 Shades of Grey vanilla candle. And this is pile number 3 with the Japanese honeysuckle, which is beautiful, candle. So pick a pile, description box, you will find the timestamps. Click on that and I will see you in your reading. Pile number 1, you chose the pink grapefruit and prosecco candle. I'm going to pop that over there. Smells so good. What are you not seeing is what we are covering today. What are you not seeing? What truth needs to be revealed to you? We're just going to dive right in with tarot, see what comes up, and then choose the decks based on, what we need to know going forward. So Spirit, please tune me into the energy of pile number 1. Please remember that this is still a collective reading, so only take what resonates. Don't let anything take from you. Don't try and force anything. You do still have free will, and so do all the people involved. And time is fluid. Wow, that's quite a story. What needs to be revealed to pile number 1? The Magician, the 5 of Swords, the 7 of Cups, and the Knight of Cups with the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. This feels like you have more power than you realize. You have more power than you realize. I mean, the Magician energy at the beginning is such an indicator that this is something that you have been trying to manifest. And it's possibly that you've been trying to manifest away from conflict, okay? You've been trying to manifest a peaceful resolution where there may be a couple of options at play here, okay? Where there may be a couple of options at play, but it's interesting that there's 2 knights here. You've got Knight of Cups and Knight of Wands. So someone that is, coming forward pretty hot, and someone who's coming forward pretty emotionally stable, but they're both technically people coming towards you, or this could be you coming towards some other person, okay? And you're like, do I come forward emotionally, or do I come forward like cute and sexy and charming and flirty? It's that kind of energy. Like, which way do I come forward? Best judgment is required here. Your best judgment is required here in order for you to get the success that you're actually looking for, okay? I mean, it's a risk either way is what I'm feeling, with the Fool energy underneath that as well. It's a risk either way, but you know that what you're looking for is to feel confident in your decision, okay? Interesting message. The Judgment card is also an awakening, so I do feel like at some point in time, I mean, the Knight of Cups being like actually displayed, the Knight of Wands being underneath, I feel like this is the one you're leaning towards, but this is the one you're going to go with, okay? So if someone is coming towards you, is this someone coming towards, actually I'll use a different deck. Is this someone coming towards pile 1? I mean, the roles could be reversed for sure. Is this someone coming towards pile 1 or them coming towards someone else? What is this in regards to? I feel like it is like a peaceful resolution in love. My deck's actually upside down. Yeah, look at that. Page of Pentacles coming through with an offer, okay? And then you've got the 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So it feels like coming through with an offer that feels grounded and stable. And that's why I think the Knight of Cups is the option that you're going to go with. The Two of Cups, it definitely feels like love energy. It feels like a mutual attraction and a mutual exchange of feelings. And again, you've got the Fool energy here, okay? And I think this is where you need to use your logic. You need to be quite... you've been in your head about this a little bit, and you're only showing a part of yourself to potentially this person or them to you. But I do think this is something that you've been manifesting that needed some kind of resolution, because it was becoming unfair to either you or this person. That it feels like reserved feelings, okay? It feels like someone really was reserving their feelings and not speaking up about how they truly felt, and it was becoming a bit to the point of like it either you or this person, whichever role you're playing, started to think like, I'm just kidding myself here. I'm the fool here, okay? I'm the fool for thinking that this person, that pile number one, is ever going to come towards me, okay? I'm a fool for thinking that that pile one even had me as an option, right? I think that if you're thinking about someone, this person thought you had plenty of options, and you may have had plenty of options, but it could be that you... Like, let's say this was a love situation on a dating app. You might have had like a lot of, or you're on social media and this person sees you getting a lot of attention, and they felt quite intimidated by that. And even though they were like, oh, you're kind of like a dream person to me. I see you as like, I've got this like magnetic pull towards you, and I find you very desirable. I think this person was like, well, I'm just fooling myself. I'm just kidding myself. I'm not, like, there's too much competition here. Why on earth should I hang around waiting for pile number one to come forward and actually say what they mean, you know, and actually present with a cup of love towards me? And I think this person was like, I do really like pile one, but I'm beginning to worry that they do not have the same feelings, especially if you were only coming through with this kind of flirty energy and you weren't actually saying to this person, hey, I need to be very honest with you, right? And this is what you're not seeing. Like, if this is the truth that needs to be revealed to you, then I think you kind of knew. There is a sense of that you kind of knew, but you also were kind of trying to pull like a rabbit out of a hat here, or at least you thought that you could, by kind of like hiding this. You know, I do feel that you were kind of hiding behind your options, hiding behind what was left unsaid, and you're actually starting to realize you're going to make a fool of yourself and actually lose the opportunity to have this mutual union, this mutual attraction with someone, if you don't come forward and actually make the offer of, hey, can we start a commitment here? Okay, because this is a small material offer, okay? So it could be a gift, it could be a date, it could be that you ask this person, like, you tell this person, hey, I have actual feelings for you. It's not just a fun and game, flirty, like, sexual attraction towards you. I actually want to create something with you. I want to build something with you. And it's a small offer of like, okay, I'm admitting that I have feelings for you and I'd like to be in a relationship with you. Okay, so either someone is dilly-dallying here or you are. Let's get some more information on this though. What truth needs to be revealed in this situation? What is pile number one not seeing here? What truth needs to be revealed? I'm not going to take that. Protection, balance, and creativity. I mean, the Knight of Wands is very much that creative energy, but I think that you were really trying to protect yourself here, possibly because of commitments in the past. Like, look at the chain energy there. Commitments in the past where you possibly overgave, and that's why you're coming forward with a very small offer. You're like, okay, let's not rush into this. And this is possibly why you were keeping your options open, and why you maybe have been getting into small disagreements with the person on your mind, because they knew, it's almost like they knew that you had more to give, okay? The Magician has more in his hat, or more up his sleeve, right? The Magician has skills. And that's a lot of focused creativity that the magician has. They have everything they need in their tool belt to actually move forward with something. But I think that you were a bit in your head about this, a little bit like hostile towards love, a little bit closed off towards love, and definitely keeping your options open, because I think you were searching for purpose. You were searching for, I mean, your judgment was definitely clouded. Your judgment was definitely clouded, okay, by the options that you kind of thought that you had. And even if you didn't think you had them, this person thinks that you did, okay? And I think that you were trying to decipher like the bright, shiny objects from the actual real gold. It's like you were looking at fool's gold when really you were looking for the actual gold, okay? And I think that that's just you now realize through this, or if it's another person, you realize that this person or yourself was doing this out of a protection mechanism for keeping their heart safe, but they realize they have to bring this situation into balance, and they do realize that at some point, if they want love and affection from someone else, they actually have to offer theirs. They actually have to reach out, okay, and hold that person's hand and have that cup of love create something else, okay, and unlink those chains, and there's a light bulb moment here with this creative energy, okay? There's a light bulb moment where this person is like, look, I can come forward and be very flirty with you, but I also am going to balance that, right? Because the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands, if we take those two, we're quite balanced in our love, okay? We're coming forward not just with a player energy and not as like a big sap or a simp, as you would say. It's like you're balancing out the heart and not just the head, not just the heart and the head, but like you're balancing out flirtatiousness with also meaningful connection, okay? So that's the truth that's been revealed to you. Let's get some more information on here though. What other truths around this situation need to come to light for pile number 1? Aries, the radical, straight up. Yeah, okay, this is like someone going, okay, I'm gonna have to do something about this. Like, I am definitely going to have to step into my power here and recognize that I am the one that can change my life here. I'm the one that can change this situation here. I am going to have to come forward with that courageous energy, very much that radical Knight of Wands energy, fire sign energy here. You've got Sagittarius energy and Aries energy here. And see how this Aries energy, the heart is very seen, okay, in a very sexy way, like dressing bold and making it way more obvious instead of it being just a subtle nod in your direction. This person or yourself are actually saying like, it's time for me to take the leap. That's the radical. The Fool came up twice, remember? And now we've got Aries energy, the radical, which is self-starting, which is taking that leap of faith, which is saying, like even the car here, it's like, vroom, vroom, let's go. Like, get in, we're going to drive. And this person feels like they're on a mission to be the magician, to create something here, okay? Which is really good. Very assertive energy. Finally, they're realizing that if they want true change and they want love in their life, this is what they're going to have to do. Let's get some more messages here. I'm actually going to take that card that came around. Dog, protection from a powerful friend. Okay, what else needs to be revealed here for pile number 1? Thank you. And the one that fell on the ground. We've got older woman, dealings or relationship with an older woman. Target, a goal-oriented person. That's very much the Aries energy there. And we've got Vine. I'm really taking the ones that fall on the floor as like they want extra attention. Seek out information that will help you, okay? So this is, I mean, the Vine very much gives me this 7 of Cups energy where you've been investigating options. And it could be options about how other people have come into union before. Okay, well, this is my first time like meeting someone online. Like, how have you gone about doing it? And you're hearing from friends or family, or even like researching it as well. It's making choices and clearing out the illusions, okay? And realizing that you have many options for the way you want to create your own love story here. But I also think that there's a sense of this protection from a powerful friend. I think this powerful friend is is the big heart that this person has, or the big heart that you have, however it's resonating for you. And they're really trying to be like loyal to their own heart, okay? Because the dogs are all about loyalty, and this powerful friend is literally your heart. And that's this person or yourself is realizing, I have the power here. I truly have the power here to change something and make something amazing. It's Taurus energy as well. So it's like very luxurious kind of energy. It's very stubborn kind of energy. And so this person wants the good life. They want the good love. They love to be loved. And they love to be like looked at. They like the attention, but they like it in a loyal way. Okay. And so this person has to they just had to make sure, or you just had to make 100% sure that this was worth investing in, because that small offer is still an investment of your big heart, or of this person's big heart. But they have you in mind. There's definitely like a target here, and it's like this person is actually like on a mission with that Aries radical energy and the target. It's like honing in. It's really like on a mission. They've got a one-track mind here. You or this person could be older than the other, but it could also do with like, it's interesting that this older woman is coming up. I put it over the balance card. It feels like this person may have had some mother issues as well, or had a family that suffered from some kind of separation. And there's just a protection of, especially if you're resonating as the feminine, as the magician here trying to make this decision. It's a case of, well, I need to respect what older me would want. I need to respect what future me would want. And you're really looking into the future of what your life would look like if you made this decision, okay? So let's get some advice for you to wrap this up when it comes to the truth that needs to be revealed for you. What is the advice for pile number 1 in this situation? Thank you. Give yourself permission to say no. Look, that's the thing. That is like your exit plan. Like, this is a small offer of saying like, I want to move forward with you. I'd like to have the courage to actually admit my feelings to you. But at the end of the day, no matter how much power you put behind this and how much magic you feel you can create with this person, or this person sees within you, you at all times, no matter how far along the road you are, you at all times have permission to say no. And you have permission to say no to the other options that other people have used to get to love. And this vine is suddenly giving me the image of a strangler fig, okay? So it's a vine that it like kind of chews up the tree. It wraps all around the tree, and then the tree on the inside actually dies and becomes hollow. And so you've just left with this crazy vine in the rainforest. It's almost like if you ever feel trapped, if you ever feel hollow inside, you absolutely have permission to say no. And you have permission to say no to a love that is full of conflict, and a love that makes you second guess yourself, okay? So if you're wanting to move away from that, which I feel was in your past or in this person's past, and that's what you were trying to protect yourself from, you can actually say, no, that's not my story anymore, and I'm creating a new one. I don't have to live anyone else's love story. I can create a new one. And if my story starts to feel like that again, I can step out, okay? I actually want to see what's on the bottom of the deck of that advice, because that is very pertinent to the whole reading there. Find in each day a chance to draw closer to nature, to be humbled by its vastness, and to be healed by its beauty. Yeah, there's a sense of grounding this situation, okay? And grounding yourself to make the right decision. Breathe into the decision and know that at all times you have the resourcefulness and the willpower and the inspiration inside of yourself. You are naturally aspirated to create anything that you desire, okay? You are wildly more powerful than you realize, pile number 1, okay? So that is what I have for you. I hope that was useful. Please let me know in the comments below if it resonated. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate the likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. Of course, the lovely energy exchange that you guys give me. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Pile number 2, you chose the 50 Shades of Grey vanilla candle. And this is your reading. What are you not seeing at the moment? We're just going to dive straight in and see whatever Spirit wants to give us, and then pull from decks that lead us in the next direction. Okay, so as always, please only take what resonates. Don't force anything. We all have free will. Time is fluid, and we don't want anything to take from you. Please tune me into the energy of pile number 2. What needs to be revealed to them at the moment? What truth needs to be revealed to pile number 2 right now? What truth needs to be revealed to pile 2? Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. 3 of Wands, 7 of Wands, Tower, Nine of Cups, Knight of Cups, and 9 of Swords. That's a lot of nines. Something is coming to fruition. Something is coming to like a tipping point, to an end point. It feels like a endurance race, to be honest. With the 9 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, this is a sense of like being quite proud of yourself and being quite independent financially and materially as well. And it's followed by the King of Pentacles. So yeah, feeling like you're really like bossed yourself up and really in a state of like self-protection mode is what I'm hearing. It's interesting because I feel like you've been waiting for something to happen. And you've been really standing your ground in that waiting period. You've been really standing your ground in that patience period. There's a sense of perseverance here. Like you've been standing on the edge of the cliff with your bags packed, waiting for this person or this job or this something to arrive. And you're like, come on, I know you're coming. There's a sense of like you had a sense that this was coming. Like your intuition has really told you to hold on, you know? I'm hearing that. If you live in Australia, you'd know the Jeep song, the Hold On song. But I'm actually picturing like a black Jeep. So it feels like, and that makes me think of like when you're forward driving and it gets really rough and bumpy and you have like I call it the holy bar, if you know what I mean, the holy poop bar, where you hang on at the front because it gets a bit rough. There's that kind of like, you've been through a bit of a rough patch, but you've had this like foresight. It's almost like you've had an impression, you've had a future view, you've had a future insight, you've had a psychic kind of awareness about what's to come next. And so even though it's been a challenge, you've really like locked your hubs in, if you know what I mean. Like you've really like put your stake into the ground to make sure that it doesn't move. You really like claimed that territory and you're like, I'm not budging. Very stubborn kind of energy. But then I feel like the tower is bringing about a sudden change, okay? And so I feel like you've been in this waiting period, and then all of a sudden something happens that feels quite destructive. It feels like the earth underneath you has crumbled, and all of a sudden this cliff that you've been standing on and you thought was so like watertight and so safe, it's like it's suddenly just like rubble underneath your feet. And it feels quite chaotic, but I actually feel like it's for the best. And what makes me say that is that this is like this perseverance energy that is surrounding the tower, followed by the 9 of Cups. It really feels like I was persevering for what I knew was best for me, but the universe has actually had like a bigger plan for you. And it's almost like you're being rewarded for the efforts that you put in with that like patience, okay? And the effort that you put into deciding that you wanted to have this new beginning to begin with, you know. And it might have been quite challenging to hold and defend your position to want this new beginning if people were saying to you, hey, I don't think that's a good idea, you know, I don't think that's a safe option for you, but you felt very confident in your decision. And that's why you had the protectiveness that you did around standing your ground and waiting this out. I think that you were in a bit of a fight or flight mode though, so I think it's been a bit of a drain on you, which is represented by the 9 of Swords over here as well, this kind of like overthinking anxiety. But I think what this might have to do with, and the computer just agreed with the anxiety, so it's like up late at night, really like, okay, I really believe that this is my new beginning is coming, but there was a sense of like isolation in the process. I have to say, again, this does kind of feel like a love reading. And I say again, because pile number 1 also had the Knight of Cups come up, and it just feels like someone coming towards you with their cup of love. Okay. But it also could do very much so with financial independence and financial success. You've also got the star energy under here, so it feels like something that you that could elevate you in some way, shape or form, but it's also very healing for you. But again, I feel like it's a safe harbor in terms of a person, okay? And it's interesting that the Three of Wands is here, and it's usually talking about waiting for your ship to set sail. And I think it's like you were almost like very protective of your heart, and then someone comes crashing into your life. And it might have been that you were waiting for a particular person, but this other person comes crashing into your life, completely disrupts the foundation on which you thought you were standing. And then you're like, holy moly, this person is way better. You know, it's this Nine of Cups and Knight of Cups. It's like, this person is coming through beautiful, and they're coming through as a wish fulfillment. They're coming through idealistic. They're coming through very charming, emotionally grounded, emotionally stable, emotionally ready. Someone who is a peacekeeper and peacemaker. And that feels like treasure. I'm just hearing that Bruno Mars song, is it? I'm not going to sing it, but treasure. Interesting that you've also got 2 Pisces cards right here. So this feels like I mean, it feels intuitive, right? Pisces energy is very much a feeling energy. And I think you had a feeling and it was sparked, okay? Because you've got 2 fire cards here. You've got Aries and you've got Leo energy. And then Scorpio energy comes in just to like, just to F shit up, you know, like really just like put it out there. It's just coming through to like cause havoc, but it feels like it's fuel to the fire, okay? And then the feelings confirm the fire. It's almost like you had a spark in your like sacral chakra, okay? Because I saw the Empress energy under here, under the star as well. And it's a spark of like in that creation space within your body with that life force. You knew something big was coming, and the universe was like, well, first I need to clear all this out of the way, okay? And I think that this may have been in a case of like the person that you were lusting after or very much passionate about, and you felt like you were in a pause period and waiting for this person to make some moves. And I get a sense that people were really saying to you, I'm not sure if that's the best idea here, but you were very defensive, very stubborn. And the universe has said, this person is now with someone else. And you're like, sugar. But at the same time, someone else has presented themselves. And that's why it feels like there's a bit of anxiety around this. There's a bit of despair around this. The computer is going off and completely agreeing with that, okay? Every time we mention anxiety, it's like, it's okay to feel sad for the love that was lost, with the love that you've just gained, with the offer that you've just gained, with the romance of a lifetime that feels like it's coming forward. It feels like a safer option. That's very much the energy of the Nine of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and then the healing of the heart. It doesn't feel like it's burning out too fast. It feels like it's ebbing and flowing, and it's actually like making its way forward with intention, okay? And it feels very intuitive. It feels very safe for your feelings, okay? A space where you could actually create life if you wanted to. Sun energy under there. There's still a lot of passion with this person, okay? There's still a lot of passion. There's a lot of playfulness. There's a lot of fire with this person. But I think that it just feels safer for your over emotional self, okay? And I feel like you may be someone who is a highly sensitive person, and that's why you felt like this was coming. You felt your intuition was really speaking to you, saying there's something coming, and you latched onto it being this person because they were in your periphery, they were in your vision, okay? You had your eyes on that person. You were like, I can believe in that because it's in front of me. But I really believe that energy building up inside of you was so that you could be prepared to meet this person, okay? So you could be prepared to meet this it may be a Leo energy. It allows you to be in your feminine. If you resonate as a femme, this person is feeling so safe that it allows you to be in your receiving kind of energy, okay? But also be someone who can be sensual and nurturing towards that person and not feel like that's going to get like burned, okay? That your sensitive side isn't going to get destroyed in the process. Okay, so I think there's a sense of anxiety about like, oh, well, this wasn't how I planned. Okay, there's a Powderfinger song that says, this life turned out nothing like I had planned. You might find other messages in the lyrics of that song, but Bernard Fanning sang it the other night, and I was just like, okay, that resonates deeply with me at the moment, and I just feel like that song would resonate deeply with you at the moment as well. There's just a fear that, if you know what, I think it's a fear of it's too good to be true. That's what I'm really getting. You're actually like looking for the red flags, and if anything, the red flag was you putting yourself out on the line and being extremely stubborn about another person. That was a red flag, okay? And not to this person that has come through now, but it's a red flag to yourself that you perhaps were, you had like a toxic attachment to this idea. And I don't necessarily think it was the person. I think it was just a seed was planted. And this is why I get so passionate with when I talk in tarot about not letting tarot dictate and not taking one piece and making it like a whole mountain. You really have to have your own insight and use your own intuition and really sit with the messages to make sure that you're taking the parts that really resonate for you, because there is a tendency, and I've been there, where you take a section of something and you're like, well, it must mean that I have to go and do this. I think you really had some rose-colored glasses on there, and notice all the mentions of like fiery energy and, gonna burn out fast and rose-colored glasses. Everything is hot, okay? Red flags, everything is hot over here. Whereas everything over here feels slow and steady, wins the race, right? Nine of Pentacles, it's taken some time to get here, but this is an abundance and a safety and a groundedness that was worth waiting for, okay? This is a practicality that allows for your emotional richness to start flowing, okay? There's a sense of being financially rich, but also being emotionally rich. And that is a very abundant situation here. So don't be too hard on yourself, okay, with the Nine of Swords. But also this could be that you're up at night for other reasons. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is a better, see it like that. Look, if you're overthinking things, there's a sense of like, your deep sleep, your dreams will reveal to you the truth here. And the truth is very, very healing. The truth is that you actually wanted more all along. And if you did get what you were asking for here and the universe didn't interfere and remove this situation from your life, I think that you wouldn't have the level of confidence and optimism and creativity and fullness, okay? There's a sense of fullness and completion here. There's a sense of real, true abundance that is extremely healing, that is extremely renewing for your energy. And I think this King of Pentacles is this like Nine of Cups that is coming towards you, okay? And that is someone who really means well, okay? And they feel like a protector, a provider, and again, I just keep hearing the word safety. But they're also a sensual person as well, because they're generous, and you've got the Nine of Pentacles here, so they see you as abundant and independent and worth it, okay? They feel like you're a high value person and they're coming through as high value. You don't have to sit around and wait for this person. This person turns up and is true and honest and pure from the get-go, okay? And there's pleasure here. There's a deep-rooted pleasure rather than a nervous kind of, okay, I've got to be strong here. Like I've got to like push away anything or anyone that tells me otherwise, because I'm really set on where I need to go, okay? And the Three of Wands is a very expansive energy. So you had the intention to expand this part of your life anyway, but you came at it from a place of, well, that must be it, so I have to defend it. And I feel like you only defend things that vehemently when you kind of know that there could be something better, okay? So take that as a life lesson. That's the truth that needed to be revealed to you, but I think you already kind of knew. If you're really honest with yourself, and you may have some sleepless nights coming to terms with this. You may be like, oh, okay. but it's good because it's helping you process that lesson, okay? That's actually really cool. Like, as much as it can hurt and it can be such a radical, traumatic kind of exposure to a raw nerve, you know, there's a sense of like, with the fiery energy here, it's a sense of like cutting off the raw nerve and you're just like exposed for, it can be embarrassing, you know, but I think that what you will be humbled by and able to tell a new story by is that, well, true love will always break down any barrier, and true love is worth, you know, the chaos of someone else leaving your life or something else leaving your life. You know, this feels like a situation that was over before it began, whereas this is something that was like, you can count on it. What else needs to be revealed here for pile number 2? I've got another one flipped over somewhere. Over the rainbow. Yeah, you had like a really, rose-colored glasses. You really opened it. And congratulations for opening yourself up and wanting to find that level of love. Intuition. There you go. It was really hidden. Wow. This whole situation, that's the truth that's been revealed to you. Intuition, growth, and mystery. That you are more powerful than you know, and you are actually more high value than you know. These cards are slippery as heck. And that's the thing too. I know I was talking about that with when we try to decipher tarot, and we it's a slippery little sucker. You know, your intuition, when you're starting to build that muscle, it's a slippery little sucker. But gosh, it teaches you so much about yourself. And with those like aubergine purpley colors, it's such a blessing. This situation is such a blessing. It feels very rich for you. And the growth that is happening for you as a result of this foundation completely breaking away, it means the soil is aerated underneath, right? And in rich soil grows really stable roots. In rich soil grows something that is reliable, you know, something that is secure, something that becomes a beanstalk. It's not just a little bean that you can have a little munch on every now and then. This is something that becomes almost like legacy kind of vibes here, especially with the Nine of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. A lot of growth here. And look at the mystery there. It's 2 pillars and the moon. Okay, so something was definitely on its way to you. It was just part of it was hidden from you. And that is the great mystery of love. And sometimes it is the great mystery of life, that we have a feeling about something, but we're just slightly off, so that we can test our intuition, so we can grow our intuition, so we can learn to trust our gut, trust ourselves, listen to our inner voice, and keep working on you, okay? Because if we're exerting so much energy in a defensive mindset and a waiting, patient mindset, and Three of Wands can talk about growth. It was the beginning. You did have to go through this to have that growth, to recognize what it felt like to exert energy on almost like hoping, that wishing that this person would come through without truly knowing their intentions, okay? Without truly knowing, you know, what you were protecting. It was like, again, with that rose-colored glasses. So I think that this Nine of Pentacles and this mystery was really teaching you to focus on yourself. And this Tower moment that happens, it teaches you to focus on yourself. And what recognition you get, what a satisfaction, I should say, that you get from really diving deep into your emotions and going, do you know what? If I'm really honest with myself, it was okay to feel lonely at the time of waiting for something new to come in. And if I didn't exert so much energy being defensive, then I've put it into myself now. Okay? It's that redirection of energy where when you're putting energy into yourself, you radiate a different vibe. You don't radiate this desperation. You don't radiate this stern kind of energy here. Okay? And this can be a good thing at times, but I do feel like if it gets the better of you, it becomes an ego issue, okay? Especially with fire signs, especially with Leo energy, it can become an ego issue. Whereas this can feel more like, it can feel more like self-worth, okay? It can feel more like building on your self-esteem rather than feeling out of character is what I want to say. All right, let's get some more information. What else has been revealed in this situation? What is pile number 2 not seeing? And where to from here? Where to from here? Wow, and we were just looking at that Virgo energy with the 9 of Pentacles and Virgo came out, okay? I was really like tapping into that Virgo energy of like, you know, you like to make yourself proud. There's a people-pleasing perfectionist kind of energy that comes with Virgo, but also this is the alchemist energy, and this is really about like the little rituals that you do to look after yourself that helps emit like a new it helps emit like a new energy to you. It helps draw people towards you because you're in a healthier state of mind, okay? So this is really interesting because the alchemist is really about taking something raw. Like I said, there was a raw nerve that's been exposed in this situation. And you take the raw material and you actually turn it to gold almost immediately, okay? It really feels like that happens and then this happens. And you're like, wow, that was completely SHIT, and this is completely amazing, you know, but it's the intention that you had, and it's the intuition that you were tapping into, and the great mystery of your life where you go, oh, I actually can turn pain into pleasure. I can actually turn water into wine. I can actually transform how I see things, how I grow. There's a very earthy energy to the Virgo energy, again, with the King of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. There's also a very healing energy to alchemizing your life, okay? To turning something into nothing. And what does the Empress do? She gives birth to life, okay? So this is really about like you having that power to transform your life because you had the intention to, and then allowing what was falling away to fall away, and then diving deep into the emotions where you recognize your own self and your own worth and your own behavior. You come correct, and you have someone come correct towards you. There's a graceful meeting of energies that actually match, okay? There's a matching of energies here. Let's get some advice for you. Let's get some advice for pile number 2, please, Spirit. What's the advice for pile number 2 in this situation, please? What's the advice for pile number 2 in this situation? You should be really proud of yourself, and if you are in this waiting period, just test your intuition a little bit and just have a look outside the lines of what you've kind of like believed that you could have, and what it would look like to have more, to attract more, to deserve more, okay? Treat yourself to long forgotten freedoms of childhood, acting silly or playing games that brought you joy then and still can. Yeah, and that's that energy of using your imagination, okay? Use your imagination to dream up the most crazy like concoctions, right? With the Virgo energy can sometimes, the alchemist energy can sometimes talk about like witchy rituals, okay? So it's almost like, well, if I concocted this, what would happen? You know, and it's the imagination of working with the universe and working with the magic that is inside of you. Big magic too. And look at all the earthy colors here in these advice cards. After a setback, find a place where you complete, whoa. After a setback, find a place where you feel completely safe, where you can relax, reflect, and renew your desire and courage to face the world again. That is exactly what is happening here. Tower, 9 of Cups, feeling completely safe in who you are and your self-worth, and in the protective person that is coming through to say, I want a relationship here, I want to build something here, I want to take this to the next level, and you feel renewed. Okay, you feel your desire is there, very sensual energy, and the courage to face the world again. Okay, that is all in the cards for you. That is brilliant advice. Okay, that is summing up the entire reading. So I'm going to hold that there so you can take a screenshot. But that is what I have for you, pile number 2. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate the exchange of energy with the like, shares, follows, comments. I love to hear what is happening for you and how this resonates in the comments below. But I do appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Good luck. Pile number 3, you chose the Japanese honeysuckle candle, and this is your reading all about what are you not seeing, what truth needs to be revealed to you. We're just going to dive in with tarot to see what comes up and then pull from any decks that kind of lead us in the next direction. So as always, it's still a collective reading. So please only take what resonates. Don't let anything take from you. Please remember that we all have free will. Please turn me into the energy of pile number 3, Spirit, and what needs to be revealed to them at this point in time. What needs to be revealed to them at this point in time. Remember that the roles could be reversed and that time is fluid. Wow. Oh my gosh. This is the 3rd time this card has come out. Literally. For every group. Knight of Cups. What is going on? We got some happy, charming people coming towards us. All right. What else? What else needs to be revealed to pile number 3? What are they not seeing? What is pile number 3 not seeing? What truth needs to be revealed here? I just saw the 2 of Swords, so there might be a decision that needs to be made here. One more. What needs to be revealed here? 5 of Wands and 6 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so Knight of Cups, 5 of Cups, 8 of Wands, Queen of Swords, and 5 of Wands. Overall, the 6 of Cups is giving nostalgia for a better time, okay? And I just heard softer, okay? For a softer space. I need some more information before I jump to conclusions about what this is. What is being revealed here for pile number 3? What is being revealed here for pile number 3? There's some regret, there's some disappointment, there's some like petty conflict, you know, clash of egos. And this is happening quite quickly, but I really think there's like, there's fairness here, there's compassion here, but I also think there's things that are hidden, and that's what we need to reveal. What is being hidden here? What needs to be revealed? What truths does pile number 3 need to see in this situation, please, Spirit? What truths does pile number 3 need to see? This is very specific because these cards have been absolutely slippery. Okay, we've got balance, reflection, and mystery. And balance came out for pile number 1. Mystery came out for pile number 2. There's a thread, serious thread going on here. Yeah, something definitely has to be brought into balance. And yeah, you were only seeing half the picture. It's interesting that the mystery comes out under the Queen of Swords because she really is, in most depictions of her in tarot, and in the original Rider-Waite, you can only really see half of the Queen of Swords. She's kind of hiding a part of herself, but there's a sense of she's doing that out of logic. She's doing it out of self-preservation as well, because she does have very clear boundaries. She's very direct with her communication, and I say she just based on the energy of the cards there. I actually just got the biggest like temple, like side temple headache. So it feels like a lot of overthinking when we're sitting there talking about direct communication. And you know what? It feels very like constructive criticism, if I'm completely honest. It feels like this is you. I can't deny it. I'm actually going to keep clarifying this. The Knight of Cups to the 5 of Cups. The Chariot, yeah. It feels like you wanted to move forward with something and you wanted to offer like your cup of love to someone or something, but it's almost like this was denied, okay? There's a sense of you either didn't make the move, okay, with the Chariot in reverse, or you made the move and it was rejected in some way, okay? There's a sense of something not getting off the ground. It was over before it began, and that was something I mentioned just at the end of pile number 2's reading. So this definitely feels like you had good intentions, but something failed here, and then comes through all of this communication that feels a little overwhelming, but also feels a little bit like, wait, Why? Like you're trying to decipher, like read between the lines. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting with the Eight of Wands and the Queen of Swords. I'm trying to read between the lines, and that's that mystery, okay? It's like, well, wait a minute, this doesn't quite add up. So why is this feeling so desperate? Why is this feeling so unlovable? Why is this feeling like we failed at something? Why is this feeling like it just did not work? Okay, but I think what's happening here is there's a lot of mirroring energy going on. Okay, a lot of mirroring energy, and then you've got the Six of Cups with an actual mirror, okay, and two children. It's like your inner child, and you've got the Ace of Swords underneath, so there's a lot of clarity coming through. There is a lot of clarity coming through after this period of confusion, okay? And it feels like a breakthrough in the conversation. A lot of this feels like conversation, okay, about something that needs to actually move forward. So the Chariot's in reverse and then it's upright, okay? So I get a sense that things are finally coming into balance, the Two of Pentacles, right? And then you've got the Six of Wands, and it feels like, okay, we've hit a stride that we can be like successful with, and we're like jogging now, you know? We're like, I was going to say prancing, but you're like trotting. You're like really like, you're starting to pick up speed here. Yeah, and then it's interesting because you've got the King of Swords. So there's a divine counterpart kind of energy here that is definitely mirrored. It's definitely mirrored so that you guys can come to, like, this is like a full circle kind of effect here. It's a full circle completion of a cycle. And it almost, I can't deny it had to happen like this. It had to happen like this so that you guys could actually realize that both of you are coming in so hot-headed. This, again, it feels like love. And if you weren't here for a love reading and you were waiting for a truth to be revealed, then please let this fit however it fits. But it feels like two people coming together, a masculine and a feminine, doesn't matter of gender, okay? But it feels like two people who are so similar, they're actually like blocking each other, okay? You actually feel like you're so similar that you can't actually see the forest for the trees, I just heard. But there's a sense of like as above, so below. There's a sense of justice. There's a sense of mirroring. It feels kind of twin flamey, can't deny. It feels like at least a soulmate kind of level, or a karmic soulmate where you actually have a lot to learn from each other. And it feels like a lot of emotions were put out in the beginning here, but someone kicked the cup, okay? Someone was like, oh, I don't want to reveal too much, or I said too much, you know? It's like messaging backwards and forwards, and then someone accidentally drops an I love you in there, and the other person gets very excited, says I love you back, pours out this big thing of like, I was waiting for you to say that, I've been feeling that for a while, and then this person goes, no, sugar, and like retreats, okay? And then there's a lot of fast communication that happens. It's a lot of like backwards and forwards, and there's a lot of muddled messages. There's potentially things that were said that weren't really meant, just to cover up something that felt remorseful, something that felt like a stab, it felt abandoned, okay? So it feels like, and I know I'm using big, bold, heavy words there, but it feels like, you know, that moment where you pour your heart out to someone. Hopefully you don't know the moment. But you pour your heart out to someone and then it isn't reciprocated, and you're just like, you feel very vulnerable. You feel completely exposed, and there's a sense of like your heart drops. It's like this moment of just feeling like, oh, that didn't land, and it makes me feel quite sad because I was under the impression that we were going to move forward. But from what you're sending through here, okay, and this is immediacy, okay? So this is like, this happens and then all this happens. And it might really be something that continues for a few days before there's some clarity, okay? Because I do think amongst all of these messages and the fire, look, the good thing is that it will fizzle out, okay? Because this fiery energy of the Eight of Wands is rapid fire communication, but fire energy does burn fast. So it feels like a few days of this kind of confusion state of not moving forward the way that we thought we were going to move forward. But the interesting thing about the Queen of Swords as well, although she's extremely honest, she can be extremely blunt, and she thinks she's been very fair, okay? And this constructive criticism is coming from a place of trying to set some kind of balance here, okay? And that's very interesting, because if there's two balanced signs, it's the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, but they can come across as blunt, okay? And so what needs to happen is the Queen of Swords, it does feel like there needs to be softness. There needs to be softness in this situation. Tell me more about the Queen of Swords for a sec with the Five of Wands. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, look, I just think this person's scared of growing something here. This person has been scared of growing something. And it feels, honestly, like this person is scared to reveal their true self. That's really, the Queen of Swords that was the initial message that I was getting, is there's this sense of I'm coming through with constructive criticism of you, or they're coming through, or you're coming through constructive criticism for them. But like my words just got stuck in my throat, there's a sense of, well, I have a lot more to say. And I think the constructive criticism is coming from a place of this person is learning to balance out their own, like, head over heart. They're learning to balance head over heart, and they're also learning to be, you can still be assertive, but allowing someone else in means that you allow for, you allow some room for error, okay? Because mystery allows room for error. And I think this person is so overly critical of themselves that they can't even admit when they want to reveal more, when they want to put in more effort, because it doesn't make logical sense to them, okay? And I think that's where they're being critical of you, or if it's you being critical of them, it's because you are so honest with yourself as well, or you want to be so honest with yourself, but you're overly critical of yourself, and so you're being overly critical of this person or this situation. Very much could be like the external circumstances towards the situation, because that's logic. Okay, well, how will we make this work if we live a long distance away, right? Sometimes the Chariot can talk about distance and not closing the gap when it's in reverse, okay? It's talking about, well, that distance is going to stay there because it doesn't make logical sense for us to, like, move forward quickly, okay? There's a sense of the passion wants to move forward quickly, but we can't do that because that's illogical, okay? That doesn't make practical sense, okay? But this person and yourself, I really do feel it's mirrored, has to come to terms with allowing a little bit of freedom, that seeds can be planted and seeds can take some time to grow, and that is part of the mystery of life. That is how we get balance, is we work through it step by step. It doesn't all have to be perfect from the get-go. And so this feels like a little bit of tension. It feels like a little bit of conflict, but to be honest, it feels a bit like competition. Now, it's interesting because the Five of Wands, I always get a communicative message from this card, even though it's very much about fire and passion and like Mars energy and like ego, okay, because it's Leo energy. It's very fiery energy. Even though it's about like diversity, it very much gives me the feeling of, if we can actually speak and communicate, it's almost like reading the instructions before rushing in to build something. If we can actually communicate fairly and delegate each other roles and know the role that each of us plays, we can actually build a ladder, okay? Very much. If you look at the card, like there's all these wands, we could actually organize these wands instead of poking each other with them, right? And there's this like instigation, like insinuation, is all these words that feel like you're it, you know, those kinds of words, just pokes at each other. Instead, if we communicate clearly on our roles, we can actually make these little sticks into a ladder that helps us move forward, that helps us move up, okay? We can up level from this pettiness. There's a petty disagreement kind of energy here. But what really needs to be reflected on is there is a lot of passion here, there is a lot of emotion here, and things can move forward quickly if you allow it to, okay? And if you allow, there's a sense of being, with the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, there's a sense of being too rigid, overly rigid, overly authoritative, overly serious and strict. There's a sense of bringing back that childhood fun and childhood playfulness, and the nostalgia for softness, and a nostalgia for a place where I don't have to defend every single word. I don't have to be on the front foot all the time. I can allow for mistakes. I can allow for growth. I can allow for, like muddy shoes at some point. There's that kind of energy where it's just like you're so, and we can do that as adults. Like we can be in that adulting, go to work, go to school, get dressed, look after this, look after that, pay this bill, blah, 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 blah. We can get so in the adulting mode that we forget to soften and we forget to tap into that initial like charm and compassion and the idealism and the beauty of love, okay? In the tactfulness that it takes to actually present love to someone else. And I think that through all this and through tapping into that nostalgia of and the comfort and the healing and the familiarity of childhood and innocence, you actually get this breakthrough that helps you both move forward in a direction that feels much more balanced and feels like, okay, we've successfully resolved this situation. You'll actually be able to turn the chariot around, right, twice. So it feels like movement towards each other. Okay, it feels like you might even move in together. It could be that you take a trip together, or it just means that we've reconciled the light and dark within ourselves, right? As above, so below. Mirrored energy between the both of you. I trigger you here, you trigger me here. It's because we're both very alike, but we're reconciling the light and dark within ourselves, and we're moving that forward. We're actually going, okay, if we communicate properly, we can still move forward. Okay, there's that energy twice. That chariot energy is really like, okay, we're going to move things forward. We're allowing for balance. We're allowing for some mystery. We've had some reflection here. And now we're actually planting some seeds that are going to grow. Now we've got a seed in the ground that we both agree that we can nurture. Okay. Very interesting energy. I want to get some of these cards on this though. Is there anything else that pile 3 needs to know about this truth that's being revealed here? The truth of each other, the truth of the true personalities coming through. What else needs to be revealed? What is pile number 3 not seeing in this situation? Trust. 100%. 100%. Self-trust, okay? It's trust in love. It's trust in the divine. It's trust in the mystery, okay? Very much higher self, and then you're being protected, okay? There's you, there's your higher self, and then there's the divine, okay? Like the universe has got your back here. What would happen if you just softened, if you just remembered to acknowledge the inner child every now and then? What would happen? Trust that energy. Trust that it's a good thing. What else does pile number 3 need to know in this situation? What else is highlighted here? Opposition. Balance again. Yeah, this is creating a way. And look at the mirror energy too. And there's a sense of serenity that comes through when you stack those stones like that. There's a sense of, look, equilibrium will be made conscious. The equilibrium will be called out here. This is conflict that brings something back into balance, okay? This is conflict that had to happen. This is a mirrored energy that reveals the truth of each other's true feelings, true intentions, okay? The advice for you here, pile 3, is give yourself permission. Give yourself freedom. I don't know why I said permission. To feel what you feel, to think what you think, to be what you are, and to express it without shyness or shame. That's that shame energy, the 5 of Cups there. Okay, I'm going to hold that there in case you want to take a screenshot. That very much sums up the whole reading here. Give yourself freedom to feel what you feel. Both of you have to do this. To think what you think, okay? Very much in your head, both of you. To be what you are and to express it without shyness or shame, okay? To be what you are is what you recognize within yourself, okay? The softness within yourself, the inner child within yourself. Recognizing that and not being shy to say that you actually want some comfort. Not being shy to say, I actually want some someone to hold at night. I actually do need someone else. You know, there's that sense of being so independent and so righteous that you forget that you actually, it's okay to soften, especially if you're a femme or resonate as a femme, to allow for someone to come through as a protector or a provider or a safe place, and to acknowledge that you do require someone's shoulder to cry on, that it's okay to cry to begin with. Happy tears, or, you know, sad tears, whatever it is, to have someone there through the hard times instead of thinking that everyone else is out to get you. There's that kind of energy to this where you've had to be strong for so long, and both of you have. But if you both look at each other deeply enough, you will realize that there's strength and there's courage, and there's so much nurturing in each other's eyes that you will be better together. Okay, with our two worlds colliding, we could be better together. Because we have so many similarities. Let's not let them come between us. Let's let this become something that balances out the equation here, okay? That we can clearly define our roles in this situation. So we're not thinking we both need to do this and we both need to do that. We can actually take a breath, okay? There's that kind of energy here. What's on the bottom for you? Stay deeply in touch with your spirit. Listen to what it needs to feel nurtured, strong, and whole. 100%. Remember where I was talking about you only really see half of the Queen of Swords. This is really acknowledging the other half that may be a little bit vulnerable, that may need someone in their life. And it's okay to say, yeah, I need you. I want you and I need you. And that's okay. I love this for you, pile number 3. I hope that was useful. Please let me know in the comments below how it resonated. I thank you so much for the energy exchange of liking, sharing, and commenting. Take really good care of yourselves. I wish you all the best with this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.